Welcome back everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to use the second most popular meta strategy right now, the RC Charge Mass Dragons. Now, a lot of people think it's going to be a very easy strategy, therefore they use it. But what makes it very hard is the full RC Charge. The timing can be very tricky with the Spirit Fox, but in this video, I'll give you tips and tricks on how to perform very well with your timings, when to do the double cycle invisibility, and where to send your dragons. So let's jump into it. Because this is a mass dragon attack, obviously I have 13 dragons. I also have 3 Inferno dragons. They will help to create pathing for either my siege barrack, which I'm going to talk later on, or for my dragons to clear off trash buildings with high HP like the hero hall or any types of storage units. Now obviously I have 3 balloons to test for any traps. I have 1 Valkyrie to help clear off any types of skeleton traps that will help with my queen, and I'll talk about it later on. I have 4 archers for any types of cleanup, and I have 1 wall breaker to enter my queen inside the base, which I'm going to talk right now. As you can see, my queen has the invisibility vial and the giant arrow, as well as the angry jellyfish equipped. Now obviously I could use the king, but the queen feels more consistent, she does way more damage, and she finishes off a compartment alone. So you send the queen in a compartment alone, she's going to destroy few defenses, and you might realize, well, she dies early, do you think she's really going to get out of value? And the answer is yes. Not only is she going to destroy important defenses, it's also going to create pathing for your dragons, therefore your attack is going to be way faster. So the invisibility vial helps to boost temporarily the damage output from the queen, meaning you'll destroy buildings extremely fast. And the giant arrow to deal more damage throughout the base. You can obviously switch for the giant in case, but I like to use the giant arrow because I have better control. If you're not feeling too confident with it, then giant. Now let's talk about the minion prince. I have the phoenix with it equipped with the dark orb and the dark crown. Because dragons will eventually die during the attack, the dark crown will help to boost the minion prince, therefore it's going to be stronger and way more tankier, meaning you don't really lose that much strength even near the end. And the dark crown is to obviously help mitigate a lot of damage for your dragons. It's going to be very important because you won't have a lot of spells to help your dragons other than, let's say, a poison spell to help the CC or a rage spell. The phoenix is to help to revive him, that way he gets way more value even when he's dead, and it could be a big difference as well. For the warden, I've decided to pair him with Sneezy, that way you have way more tanking thanks to the boogers, and you have more damage output with them. When he dies, Sneezy will be able to take on and deal a significant amount of damage on defenses, which will help your dragons just in case. I have the Eternal Tome and the Healing Tome to keep my dragons alive and healthy after they take few damage at the beginning. And last but not least, I have the Royal Champion. I've paired her of course with the Spirit Fox to do a RC Charge, the Electro Boots, and a Haze Vial because I want as much value as possible. And it's because it's going to be a very long RC Charge. The Haze Vial with the boost of the attack speed, and when initiated, you get way more speed with her. She's going to destroy a big chunk of the base, which are going to be important. You want to focus the Monolith or the Town Hall. Hopefully some Air Sweepers, that will be very good. That way you don't have to worry too much about your placement for your dragons. And as much defense as possible to create a better pathing and to mitigate as much damage for your dragons. Now for the spells, I have 10 invisibility spells and 1 earthquake. Obviously for the invisibility spells, it's for my RC Charge, but the earthquake is also for the core of the base or an area where the RC will destroy. So it's just going to accelerate the process, especially for high HP defense like the Ricochet Cannon, the Multi-Archer Tower, even the Town Hall, the Fire Spitter. That will greatly help reduce the health for them. Therefore the RC can destroy those buildings way faster. For my siege machine, I'm going to use the siege barrack. I'm going to place it at one end, a little bit like, I wouldn't say the opposite side of the dragons, but mostly on the other corner of the dragon placement. That way those troops will descend and clear up certain trash buildings. And for my CC, there are going to be 4 super minions, which will help for the cleanup, as well as 1 balloon to test the area, just in case there are any black air mines, and a minion as a filler. I also have a rage spell to help rage either my RC during a heavy area with a lot of defenses, or for my dragons to help them push through an area with a lot of high HP defenses or buildings. And last but not least, the poison spell to destroy the enemy CC. Now this is a very simple army. It's very straightforward. The hardest part will be the RC Charge. So let's get into planning. Now, before planning, I want to give you a little bit of help for your RC charge. So a lot of people are really messing up the timing with the Spirit Fox. They don't know when to place it. Each time that they do it, it's very inconsistent. A defense or multiple defense can target the RC and the Spirit Fox. Therefore, the Spirit Fox dies first and they won't get enough value with the Spirit Fox. So I'm going to give you a little trick with it. So as you can see, top left, we have some music notes, and people who are doing music or knows how it works, you do know that this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and at the bottom is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Am I right? So let's say those first black notes, they are the timer. So 59, 58, 57, 56. Okay, it doesn't really look like 57, 56. It doesn't really look like numbers, but 59, 58, 57, 56, all right? And we translate it at the bottom. So 59, 58, 57, and 56, all right? The timing will be in between 57 and 56. So in this example, as you can see, 59 will be right here, 58 will start right here, 7 right there, and 56, all right? So like I said earlier, those black notes at the bottom will be like 59 and 58 and 57 and 56, and you know, it will be at this area where you want to place your invisibility spell when the timer will be at 57. So you gotta wait half a second basically before placing your invisibility spell. So count in your head 59, 58, 57, and now this one you need to be very precise because you're going to do 59, 58, and 57, and when you say and, like this half measure, it's when you're going to place your invisibility spell. So very easy trick to remember. You'll know you got it right when, let's say, the monolith or one of the scatter shots, even the spell tower, they will start their attack animation. You'll see, let's say, the catapult will start launching it, but then after it's going to reset to its idle animation right away and nothing will happen. So of course you don't have to say 59 and 58 and 57. You can just say 9 and 8 and 7, and this is where you will place your invisibility spell at end. Okay, so half measure, don't forget that. Now that this trick is said, let's start into planning. So very simple, you want to look at the best targets you want to get. So I'm seeing a town hall, looks very juicy. There's some air defenses here, a multi-inferno tower. On the other side, I could see some defenses like the monolith or the fire spitter. I can also see those two multi-inferno tower. They look very interesting. So I'm a little bit hesitant because if you can just go for the most value, so monolith and the town hall, but they're separated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take which has the most value, and I believe the side of the monolith has more value. So I can send my RC, let's say, on this wizard tower right here. You're going to bat down, you can go here, and then after you can invis this area, or you can already send your queen in this area, and she'll be able to destroy those buildings right there. Since this building will be destroyed, she'll go down there, and she'll be able to clear off this path with the queen under the angry jelly. So now the RC can continue her pathing right here. She can go there to this area, destroy the monolith, then after go down here, destroy this area, and this is where it's probably going to end, okay, where you're going to have the most value. So you have all of this destroyed, okay, you have great pathing, and now with the queen you've destroyed this area, so it's good value, not the best, but for the dragon it's pretty good. And now as you can see, you have all of this area to destroy, and with dragons it's going to be very quick, so you don't have to worry about time. You just have to worry about the life of your dragons and your heroes like the warden and the minion prince. So first and foremost, I would start maybe sending an inferno dragon on this storage, this elixir storage, that way it's get destroyed, and now after I can send all my remaining dragons on this side, on the thicker part. They'll descend around, they'll go there. Here I can place another inferno dragon to help pathing. They'll destroy those buildings, the dragons will stay inside, more force concentrated, meaning this area is going to get destroyed by the dragons quite easily and quite fast. At the bottom, after that you place like your dragons, you can place your siege barrack with your troops inside. The P.E.K.K.A.s and the wizards will be able to clear off few buildings here, and obviously you need to clear off this camp just in case they go in that direction. So to remove that option, you want to destroy this camp right here. Once the siege barrack is going to naturally get destroyed, your super minions will be able to target those buildings right here, destroying this area, helping your dragons for cleanup. It can also potentially help and bait the poison spell, which is an extra bonus. So coming back to the dragons, very simple. You just send them here. You kind of want to use your ability quite early where the damage is quite heavy. Now, as you can see, there's not a lot of damage. Few wizard towers, archer tower. The multi-archer tower can do a lot of damage, but not that much for dragons. Maybe an air defense right here could be dangerous. The scatter shot, the spell tower. There's a lot of damage more on this area. So instead of using it quite early, you can wait a little bit and then use it when you see that there's a lot of damage done. Don't forget, if you also see like a big air trap farm, let's say right here, bunch of red air bombs right here, then you can use your warden ability. Once the warden ability is off, this is when you can use your minion prince dark orb ability, meaning hopefully he targets like a good area like this area. That way it freezes, it slows down significantly those damage. Therefore your dragons have more life, and don't forget you're under the healing tome, so your dragons will be back at full health or at a very healthy amount of health. So dark orb right here, it's going to slow down those buildings. Your dragons just going to path. They don't really care about much damage. They're going to die. Your minions is going to get stronger and stronger. And after, you just basically let it ride. You don't have to do anything else. If in case you need more power, you can use a rage spell right here to boost the damage, destroy the town hall as fast as possible. But that's it. I mean, it's not complicated of an attack. It's the execution that is very complicated with the RC charge. But other than that, the dragons, it's not that complicated. Put it on a thick part of the base where they can clear off the rest of the base in a linear pathing. As you can see, it's quite linear right here. The siege barret will help to clear off and clean up trash buildings on the side and help to clear off the buildings inside with the CC of the super minions. And that's the attack. It's kind of quick. What slows it down is definitely the RC charge, but because you're putting the queen with the green jelly, which does massive damage, you're going to accelerate the attack quite a lot. So obviously, if you don't have the green jelly, you can always put the siege machine with the queen when you're releasing the dragons, of course. But if you have the angry jelly, I would highly recommend it to place her during your RC charge. That way she can destroy those buildings, those defenses. It can also help to path your RC inside the base furthermore, and you can create a good pathing for either your dragon or, in this example, for your super minions to go inside and clear off those buildings without thinking too much about them here. That's the attack. Let's jump into a video. Let's remind ourselves that we need to start an RC charge at an area with the most value. So as you can see with the town hall, there's some good value defenses right here. So I may start with the town hall. On the other side, you can also see some good defenses like the monolith, the multi-archer tower, QX bows. It's going to be good value nonetheless. And for the queen, you can put her either here or right there where she can destroy like this compartment and get some insane value. Even though she's going to die afterwards, look at this. She's going to get an air defense, a single inferno tower, a multi-archer tower, and a fire spitter, and obviously hopefully the hero as well. So let's jump into it. So before continuing, I forgot to mention, when you are near the town hall range, it is important to do a double invisibility cycle. What does that mean is that you always need to keep your spirit box and your RC invisible all the time, or else the town hall will shoot and will damage your spirit box, meaning you won't have enough health for the rest of the base, meaning you lose a lot of value. So very important when you're near the town hall, double invisibility cycle. Now here I messed it up. As you can see, there was a shot and you can see the spirit fox is quite low. So I need to be very careful. I lost a lot of value here. I've messed it up again. I need to be faster with my invisibility spell to keep my RC and Spirit Fox invisible all the time, or else this could happen. Now while that was happening, I set my queen at the bottom. She destroyed few buildings right here. The giant arrow did cripple few buildings right there. Unfortunately, she didn't get the fire spitter, but she got a few defenses helping for the funnel for your dragons. So now I've pretty much lost my Spirit Fox, unfortunately, meaning I need to do a complete invisibility cycle constantly. Here I use my Earthquake spell. I need to use it better because it only hit this one and not the other scatter shot. Would have been better value if I hit both. And obviously I could have put it more here towards the X-bow. That way they get crippled because this area was pretty much done. But you can see the value of it. I know I've put my siege barrack on this side. They're going to clear up this area, and I can send my dragons at the bottom or right here that they have a linear pathing. So as you can see, like this area completely destroyed, and my dragons can just coast all this area. Now, obviously, you don't really want to put them at an area where there's the air sweeper, but since it's most at the beginning and there's not much defenses to cripple my dragons, I don't really care. Just going to slow down a bit the attack, but because this attack is quite fast with the sacrifice with the Sweet Queen with the Gurjeli, then I don't have to worry too much about time. So I need to send probably like a baby dragon or Inferno Dragon on this area to destroy those buildings, and after the dragons can clump up and have a more linear pathing right there. When I was approaching heavy hitting defenses like a lot of X-Bows and the Monoliths, this is where I started to use my Grand Warden ability to keep my dragons safe. Now a few separated, but that's okay. As long as it's not like half your dragons who splits, it's totally fine. If it's like 2 or 3 dragons, that's completely fine. Right after the Eternal Tome falls, I use my Minion Prince Dark Orb. That way it's going to mitigate a lot of damage, slowing down a lot of those defenses, meaning you'll be safe for a longer of time, and keeping your dragons quite healthy as well thanks to the Healing Tome selective. As you notice, my Minion Prince is quite big and enraged. He's at his 3rd stage of his Dark Crown. He's doing massive damage. And look at that. I don't really need that Rage Spell. I didn't have to use it. And I messed up my RC charge quite fast during the attack. So that just proved that this dragon attack is extremely powerful. Look, as we talked earlier during the planning or during the showcase of the army, the Minion Prince died, but he revived and got way more value because he's raged up. Look at the value he got. It's insane. He's so tanky, he survived for so long. He helps to tank for dragons. He helps to clear off buildings quite fast, aiding your dragons. It's that good. Didn't need to use the rage spell. I got plenty of the dragons, quite healthy as well. It's overkill. It's completely overkill, and with a better RC charge, it will be even more overkill. You'll have more dragons. The attack would have ended way earlier. Yeah, this attack is quite simple. It's quite overkill. Pretty easy except for the RC charge. Yeah, that was it. I don't need to do a more elaborate plan. Just send your RC, full RC charge. Then after you send your queen to set a compartment for yourself, for pathing for your dragons. And after you send your dragons in to the thicker side, you send your siege barrack to the thinner side. That way it's going to create a better funnel for your dragons and it's going to start the cleanup. So in conclusion, this attack is the reason why it is widely used. It is extremely strong. Even if you messed up your spirit's charge like I did at the beginning, you still get so much value. Your dragons are so powerful. They're extremely overkill. With the combo of the Angry Jelly with your queen, you can also use your queen as stated before, but with your queen, you get way much value. You create better pathing for your dragons and for your siege barrack to create better cleanup. It's so good. It's extremely strong. I would recommend everyone to use it if you feel unsafe with other strategies. This is a very safe strategy. It is extremely comforting. I think it's way stronger than Root Riders. I'm not even kidding. But you need to succeed with your RC charge, which is definitely more difficult than the Root Riders. Other than that was the guide. Hope you enjoy. The army will be down below in the description and enjoy your attack.